Welcome aboard the Maritime Equator, the latest of our series of Type 2 and 3 chemical tankers. This vessel was built at the DSIC shipyard, Dalian, China. MSI took delivery of this ship into their technical management in 2016. The objective of this video is to provide you with an overview of the hull, machinery, equipment and fittings of the ship. We begin our journey of exploration of the Maritime Equator from the bow. What you see are the mooring arrangements and associated fittings on the forecastle deck. These include the windlass, mooring winches, mooring ropes, fair leads and anchor chains. Proceeding down to the bosun's store below the forecastle deck, we first see the exhaust fan controls. These fans must be operated prior to entering this space. What you are viewing is a general view of the fittings, which include bilge pumping arrangements, the chain lockers and storage shelves. Proceeding along the catwalk on the main deck, you see cargo and hydraulic pipelines, longitudinal and athwartship stiffeners, tank domes, cargo manifolds and valves. This ship is designed with 22 coated cargo tanks, individually fitted with Marflex cargo pumps and a separate manifold for each tank. You now see the main manifold crane used for cargo operations and stores. Walking past the gangway, fitted on the main deck, we see the Marflex electric motor-driven cargo pump. These pumps have a rated capacity of 550 cubic meters per hour. Each cargo tank is fitted with a pressure vacuum valve, safe operation of which is being tested. There is a provision for an emergency shower on the main deck in the vicinity of the manifold, used in case of exposure to the chemical cargo being carried. The cargo control room is fitted with state-of-the-art equipment for monitoring cargo and ballast operation, including a touchscreen control panel for pumps and valves. The three displays that you will see are the Lodicator, Saab remote ullaging system and remote cargo operation control panel. The nitrogen generation plant is located on upper deck aft in two specially designed containers. Walking up to the boat deck with a view of the poop deck and aft mooring arrangements, we pass the blower fans for the engine room. We then proceed to the free-fall lifeboat launching platform. Also seen are the free-fall launching arrangements and recovery davit. The vessel is also equipped with a davit-launched rigid rescue boat with an outboard engine. The inflatable life rafts are mounted on cradles provided on both sides of the ship and secured with individual hydrostatic release units. The ship is provided with a well-designed and equipped galley, which provides for the dietary requirements of our multinational crew with healthy and nutritious multicultural cuisine. Food storage is done in segregated and specially designed temperature-controlled meat, fish and vegetable rooms. The accommodation is well designed and caters to the needs of the modern seafarer, with spacious and ergonomically designed cabins. It is equipped with a hospital and a medical locker to treat and provide medical aid to the crew at sea. We now move to the command and control center of the ship, the bridge. The wheelhouse is provided with an integrated console panel housing all the navigational equipment, including electronic chart display system and communication equipment. The GMBSS equipment is fitted on the bridge. Moving up to the Monkey Island, we see the main mast and the VSAT communication antenna that provides internet facility for the ship's crew. We will now move to the heart of the ship, the engine room. What you see is the top platform, which also houses the engine control room. A bird's eye view of the top of the main engine, followed by the 3 diesel auxiliary engines. The main engine is a 6-cylinder DMD Wärtsilä engine with a power of 7,600 kilowatts with 6 units. The engine control has been fitted with all control and monitoring equipment for efficient operation of the main engine and auxiliaries. Latest main engine control systems are provided for on the console. The entire ship's electrical power is controlled from the distribution panel provided within the engine control room. We make our way down to the bottom platform of the engine room. The crankcase doors on the port side of the main engine units are now visible. These are the 2 main engine fuel pumps supplying fuel to common rail. We see the crankcase relief doors on the starboard side of the main engine. Proceeding down to the main central coolers, which cool the freshwater system and the main supply lines. We now walk past the various pumps in the engine room. We now see the starter for cooling seawater pumps. Going up to the intermediate platform, we see the components of the ballast water management plant. Leading us further to the freshwater generator, which produces around 25 metric tons per day. The equipment shown is the hydraulic storage tank for emergency cargo pump operation in case of failure of the main cargo pumps. We now walk towards the emergency air compressor and air bottle used to start the engine if required. Also seen are now the main air compressors and air bottles. We now see the MGO tanks and the MGO transfer pumps and the cooler. Auxiliary engines provided are of Yanmar make and visible are the governor, turbocharger and the control panel. Lube oil back flushing filters. Three main engine jacket cooling freshwater pumps have been provided for. Two crossed head lube oil pumps. Entering into the purifier room, where various purifiers for HFO, LO and diesel oil are located, including various fuel pumps and fuel supply units. Nearing the end of our journey, we now enter the steering gear room at the aft end of the vessel below the poop deck. On the left, we see the steering gear, and on the right is the aft mooring winch hydraulic power pack. A further glance at the fuel supply unit. Moving on, we now come to the boiler platform, which provides steam for operational requirements. 2 boilers have been provided. And finally, the emergency generator, a safety backup to provide power in case of a power blackout. Thank you and welcome again on board the Maritime Equator.